Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sada, and I have a baby boy named Ishaq and a toddler son named Suleiman, who's 2.5 years old. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my baby's 6-month update. I'm going to be taking you guys through his milestones, development that he's been going through during the past 5 to 6 month times. And I'm also going to be going through just breastfeeding, feeding, because now he started solids, and talking about solid food. I will also be doing a separate video on solid food. I think I might break it up into parts because the way that I'm introducing it varies from month to month. And basically I'm just going to tell you guys what happens between 5 to 6 months for your baby. It's a baby update specifically about him because every baby is unique. But if you're following along, you might find that your baby is doing similar things because there are certain age ranges for milestones. Stay tuned and let's get into this video. If you like videos like this, please be sure that you support my channel with a like, comment, and share. Every little bit helps and it motivates me to keep on posting. So if you really like these types of videos specifically, let me know it and I'll make more of them. And with that, let's get into this video. Let's start with milestones. One of the milestones that he reached around 6 months is that he started turning. So what I mean by that is he would be on his stomach and he can turn from one toy to the next. He also tends to get around the house by rolling. He does a full barrel roll, so he'll start on his stomach, roll to his back, and then roll right back on his stomach, and then turn and get to whatever he's trying to get to. So this is getting really close to crawling already, and I'm very surprised with that because my first didn't crawl until he was 9 months old. At 6 months old, he also started to eat solids. We introduced solids right at the 6-month mark. This is just what I like to do to prolong exclusive breastfeeding. There's lots of information about that and I'll leave it in the description box below for those who want to learn more about it. But the AAP also recommends it and that's why I did it with both my children. He's obsessed, as you can see, with these rice husks. I usually buy the baby mum variation. This is also really good. It's an organic one. And my friend actually got it for him and he's obsessed. They're apple flavored. He is dairy free and I am dairy free for him while breastfeeding. So he started solids. He's having these rice husks, which he loves. I try to give him those about once a day. He also has baby oat cereal. We went with oat instead of rice, just for various reasons there. And then he also started doing vegetables and some fruits. So I'll go through more in depth than that in the next coming video. A milestone that he reached, I think this was closer to 5 months, but he started touching his toes and bringing his toes to his mouth. So this is a gross motor skill that he does. He also started grabbing. As you can see, he can reach, grab, bring to his mouth. So that's a full gross motor, fine motor skill type of development. He can pick up small objects. This is a fine motor skill development. He picks up those little puffs. He really likes those. Those tend to be introduced around 8 or 9 months, but he has no problem with them, so he can pick them up. He's not quite at the point of eating them fully by himself. He definitely needs a little bit of help crushing them, and then he'll eat that. But he can pick up small objects with a grasp of his hand, so that's really cool. And I love seeing that. He also started to bring his pacifier to his mouth. So if I give him the pacifier and he wants it, he'll hold it and then pop it into his mouth, which is a milestone range that I think varies between 4 months to 9 months. He started doing it just at the end of the, or no, beginning of the 5-month range. Yeah, is it yummy? It's so good. He's such a little mover. He's constantly moving, and I mentioned this before. Another movement that he started doing is planking, which again leads me to believe that he's gonna be crawling pretty soon. I would not be surprised if at my next update or the update directly after that if he's crawling. I don't think he's gonna be crawling at 9 months. I believe he's likely to be crawling, inshallah, around 7 or 8 months. He seems like a very eager mover, and he gets around the house just fine. He rolls, like I said, he's turning from toy to toy. He also learned to play with different toys. So he knows now to press buttons on certain toys. He smashes them. He basically just goes like, and then it'll do what it's supposed to do. His favorite one is, I think the next toy that I'm going to be bringing up from my storage room is the stacking rings, because that milestone I believe starts around 6 or 9 months, but I know it takes a while to actually coordinate that. So I'm going to get him started on that probably this month and see where it takes him. I'm guessing he's going to take to it pretty quickly, because with most toys that I've introduced, he's had no issues figuring them out and using them right away. At 6 months, he is getting a lot of teeth. He still has his 2 bottom teeth, but they're more prominent now. They've definitely come up almost fully, I would say, which is why he loves these. They're also, I think, considered a teething biscuit. He has to chew on those. He's also getting his canines and I believe the side teeth next to it. It's kind of interesting. It's similar to my first, and I'll show you guys some pictures of what my first looked like. I think he's developing very similarly in terms of his teeth to my first, because my first had his 2 bottom teeth first, then he got his canines, then he got the side teeth, and then the middle 2 teeth. He kind of looked like a mini vampire for a while. It was super cute, but it was only, I think it only lasted 2 weeks before his other teeth came in right away after. Another big update that's been happening for us in 6 months is that his sleep is still pretty difficult or challenging, I'll say. Naps took a huge hit. I feel like he just hit one sleep regression after the next. So he'd have like 2 weeks of great sleep and then followed by 2 weeks or 3 weeks of really difficult, bad sleep for me, just difficult sleep. And the one that took the hardest hit was his naps. We are working through it. I never thought that I would sleep train, and the words even might strike a chord with certain parents. It might upset certain parents. I'm gonna go and say every child is truly different. I did not do a sleep training technique with my first. I did something called the No Cry Sleep Solution by Elizabeth Pantley, and that worked well, and my son was sleep trained in that sense without much crying, if any at all. And I tried to do the same thing with my second, but it just didn't work out. He would not sleep. And it got to a point where he wasn't napping at all. And I'm not saying that in an exaggerative manner, as I know some people might think, oh no, he must sleep like something. No, he wasn't sleeping at all. It got to a point where he took 0 naps for 0 minutes a day. And I don't even know how he functioned, to be honest. I was shocked, because he's such a content and happy baby. He wasn't napping for about a week straight, and then just a few days ago I decided to let him cry. He cried for 20 minutes and then he napped for an hour and a half, and then the next nap he cried for 10 minutes and he napped for an hour and 25 minutes. So basically an hour and a half again. I don't regret it, because my baby needs to sleep. It's really difficult to function throughout the day when your baby is not sleeping, and in my case, I'm also looking after my toddler because he's not in daycare at this very moment. Lots of stories there. But I do have my reasoning to go with that method, and I understand why some parents do that method now and why I needed to do that method with my son. It is called the Ferber method, and I'll link it down below for anyone who wants to know more about it. It's similar to Sleep Sense, which is another really good read about sleep training. I did a lot of research in this. I'm the type of mom that reads multiple parenting books, and then I come to a conclusion of what I think is best for my child, just like I did with my first. And I try to treat my second as equally as possible and give him that same opportunity where I go through all the things before I resort to this or that method. Breastfeeding, we're still doing that. It's been going pretty smoothly. I will say it's going so smoothly that it makes introducing solids quite difficult, because I'm trying to convince him that peas and carrots are better than breast milk for certain meals. Because what I usually do is I'll nurse him, and then half an hour, 45 minutes later, I'll give him solids. I am just doing 1 to 2 meals a day right now. They're small, like just a couple tablespoons of this or that. And most of the time he makes a sour face or an upset face, and he whines and he looks at me and he does like the which tells me that he wants to nurse. He's a very happy nurser. I'm content with that. I think breastfeeding has actually become a little bit easier this month. We're still dealing with some challenges such as nursing strikes during points where his teeth are really irritating him. And then just some general updates about baby Ishaq. Right now he's weighing around 17.5 pounds and he is very mobile. As you can see, he wants to get off my lap and he wants to play. He likes to move. His reflux has greatly improved. He's not really spitting up as often, and I think, again, because I've been dairy-free for a while now, he's generally a very happy and content baby, so there's not much for me to say like, oh, there's this or that. He's a very calm temperament. He has some days where he's fussy, so he definitely has his moments, but generally I'd say he's fairly easygoing, so I'm very blessed and grateful and God for that. And with that, I think we will call it an update. I'm going to show you guys Izzy up close and personal. Here we go. Here he is. Yeah, you're a big boy now. The second grows very, very quickly. Let's call it an update. If you like these types of videos, please be sure that you hit the like button, comment down below what's going on with your baby if you have a baby, or whatever you like about this video. I'd like to hear more from you guys. Hope you're all doing well, and until then, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.